Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I would say that our minds are the most important thing that we have, right? Because what we think about, like we said earlier, what we think about, we bring about. If you can take complicated things and process that information differently in your mind, you can truly change the results in your life. And really, sometimes it's just a matter of just tweaking it just a little bit, and you have tremendous results. So today, I'm going to share with you two personal stories that hopefully inspire you to just process differently some things that you have going on inside your mind. Story number one. I thought it'd be so cool if I could run a mile. Wouldn't it be so cool I could run a mile? I mean, all the cool kids are running a mile, right? Why can't I run a mile? Now, this stems back to probably 7th grade or so. I wanted to be on the basketball team. The only way to be on the basketball team was if I was on the cross-country team. Whew, it was just so painful. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it couldn't take place, but it went on and on. I got on the basketball team. I kind of struggled through the cross-country deal. Let's skip forward several decades, right? So a couple years ago, I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could run a mile? Why can't I run a mile? So I went out there with my dog. I measured it with my car. I got my dog, ran a block. Then the next day, I ran a block and a half. Then the next day, I ran, you get the story here, right? I got to make it to the light post. I have to make it to, I know Peter's looking at me here, what are you, crazy? I have to make it further and further and further. This goes on, right? This goes on for like 6 months. My dog Blue and I go through this. Finally, the big day arrives, and I cross the threshold, I run a mile. It was really, really cool for me. And then the next day I did it, and the third day I did it, but I was just so miserable. I don't know what it was. I found myself every day thinking, what am I doing to myself? So then, of course, like all of us, or some of us anyway, I stopped running a mile, and then I just walked again. And then I read this article, right? You have to always be feeding your mind with stuff. I read this article by Gary Player, obviously a golfer that is 80 plus years old, that is all into fitness, etc. And Gary says, listen, all you have to do is be winded for 10 minutes a day. We should all aspire to be winded for 10 minutes. I thought, well, I can get winded for 10 minutes. Here's my stopwatch. So I go out there with my dog, hit the stopwatch, and I say run, it's officially a jog, you might say. So I'm jogging, 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, you get the story, bam, I jogged for 10 minutes, I ran a mile. It was incredible, and the whole deal in my mind made it so much easier. So I go out there on day 2, I'm gonna get winded, Gary Player, 10 minutes, another mile. Another mile, another mile. This goes on for 30 or 40 days in a row. It is incredible, this breakthrough that happened. Of course, the weather changed and all that stuff. But the point of the story is that it can happen, right? Because I just changed that little tweak. Story number 2. This whole concept of public speaking was just insurmountable for me. Back in the day, I used to work for Yellow Freight as a product manager, and they say, hey, Doug, we want you to go to this conference, give a talk, whatever. Okay, great, no problem. I go there, several hundred people. Some of you might know, you get a little dizzy, you get a little crazy, and it just did not work out well. Of course, what did I do with that situation? I did nothing. So several decades went by, and just nothing happened with that situation. And then, probably 5+ years ago, I decided I'm going to do something about it. I joined this group. I can remember, I think we were at the Hampton Inn or something, and I got a table topic. It was grape Kool-Aid or something was a table topic. And that was like my start to this whole situation. But what I learned in this group, it's a simple phrase like the running phrase. It's called preparation. If I prepare, no matter what, I can present to a smaller group, I can present to a much larger group. It's all about preparation. So, and like I've told the stories before, really, I travel around, and several times a month, I give these talks, and I know that if I prepare, it's always going to work out. So you just have to put a little bit of time into it. It's just about tweaking what you need to do. So Let's go back in time. I talked about the running story. All I did with the running story there is I just changed the way that I thought about it, right? And all I did with the public speaking situation is I just changed that one little word. I knew that if I prepared, really there's no anxiety whether I'm presenting to 30 people or 300 people, because factually I've done both those things. Not the 300 deal several times, but I did it once, and I've also presented to several hundred people many times at this point. So preparation is the key. So I hope these stories inspire you guys to maybe just change the way you process information to get to the next level. Thank you very much.